So you have two circuits powered by battery. So you have the battery here, you have the battery here. So you can put two batteries, the choice. Get that two batteries makes the system come on more longer, but compared to one battery. Then you have this system, the master and the sensor nodes, and then the slave and the receiver. So they are very two the same system, but this has but they have different operation. Now, this particular sensor node gets the readings from the MQ7 sensor and then the MQ125 sensor and sends those readings through the ESP32 and sends it to the receiver. The receiver gets this reading and then forwards it to the TeamSpeak platform. Now, it also displays it on the LCD display. The LCD. So it brings out the percentage of the carbon monoxide and the CO2. So additionally also we have a charging module on the two circuits and on the two circuits. So this charging module, we connect 5 volts power supply using a USB port and it charges up the battery, the 3.7 battery. Now the charging voltage for this battery is 4 volts, and so you have 3.7 volts starting with 4 volts. So at the moment it fills up, it pots up. Now also it has an output voltage which can be varied using the variable resistor on it. This variable resistor. Now the output can also be varied to 5 volts up to as much as 12 volts. But in this case we need 5 volts for our system, which the 5 volt powers the ESP and the two sensors. Also the same thing applies for this point also. The 5 volt powers the ESP and the LCD display. So the LCD uses I2C protocol to communicate with the ESP, but not serial, not the entire cable. The entire cable, that is the D lines. It will make it the entire system to be bulky and so basically that is how it works. So you have a sensor node that sends the readings to this particular system, and that's how it works. So now the operation, when you put on this system, automatically it sends that reading to an address already embedded inside the ESP. So the address embedded inside it is this particular ESP address. Now every ESP has what is called a MAC address. The MAC address can be gotten using a code to get the MAC address. So the MAC address is then embedded on this particular ESP, so that once it wants to send it will be sending to that particular MAC address. So as long as this other ESP with the MAC address is on, to be receiving this information from this system. Right. So that is how it is. And then you have this particular system. Okay, once you put it on, it begins to send to the MAC address continuously. So that's how it is, especially using the Wi-Fi. So now this one with the MAC address, that has the MAC address, will receive it. It gets those readings and then sends it to TeamSpeak and also displays it on the LCD. So thank you. Now when you put on this one, when you put on the system, it will be receiving automatically. Once this one is on, sensor node is on, you're receiving the information. But to be able to connect it online, it needs you to be able to connect to a Wi-Fi network. So embedded on it also is the Wi-Fi username and password of any router that you have on your phone hotspot. So it connects to it and then begins to send online. Without that Wi-Fi username and password, you can't have access to any internet. And so it's going to be receiving, getting the witness and displaying it, but it's not be sending to TeamSpeak. So that's how it is. So in this case, we're going to be forwarding it always to TeamSpeak. Now, if you look at our display also, we have the videos coming in percentage. So the reason is our sensor value ranges from 0 to 1023, but we have to do what is called mapping. So that mapping, we map the value from 0 to 223 to 0 to 100 degrees. So at 0 it is 0%, at 123 it is at 100%. So basically that is how this system works. So the hospital has to be on for you to connect to TeamSpeak. Now the TeamSpeak configuration has been done from the code, where you're going to get API keys and then connect to it. So let's put it aside and do so it continuously sends. So